Hello and welcome to Accounting for Decision Makers. This is Professor Tracy Stant. I will be your guide this semester as we navigate the riveting world of making decisions using financial statements. So for this particular course, what Accounting for Decision Makers is really trying to focus in on is using financial statements to analyze a company and make decisions. Now, back when you were in Accounting 1 and 2, maybe a little bit in managerial accounting, you learned a lot about journal entries and basically preparing transactions to prepare financial statements. In this class, our primary focus is on being able to read and understand the already created financial statements. So if you remember back from Accounting 1, you learned about an income statement, a statement of stockholders' equity, balance sheet, and a statement of cash flows. So our focus is going to be on, okay, if we have pre-made financial statements, how could we use these to really bring our business to the next level? How can we use this information to analyze risks and opportunities for our business, so on and so forth. So we will not be doing journal entries in this course. Every once in a while, I might bring up a journal entry to help you understand why a financial statement account works the way it does. But for the most part, we're basically going to be doing this from a business perspective. The accountants have already created the statements, and we are using them now to make decisions. One little asterisk I'm going to put on this is we are going to do a chapter on statement of cash flows, and that is going to be a statement that we are going to put together, right? So the only reason why we go ahead and we take another look at the statement of cash flows is because usually students come in here, they don't have a really good fundamental understanding of the statement of cash flows, so we are going to be constructing that one ourselves. Okay. So let's start with the start here. I just want to work through here, see what we have. We are going to, the video you hopefully clicked on right here. You can ignore this. I have updated this to June 27th. Okay, so you're currently looking through this video. Let's move down. If you go ahead and you open up the syllabus, you'll see some information about grading policies. I highly recommend that you do read through that. One thing that I will stress is that keep in mind those due dates that we have in this course are strict. So actually, let's click on the schedule of activities and let's take a closer look at it together. You'll notice in this course we have only 6 modules, which means since this is a summer course, we're probably going to be going around the pace of 1 module a week, right? Now, the one thing that is going to be very important is that you do have 2 attendance requirements. You are going to have a student introduction and then also a group preference survey. Those must be completed by this Thursday, June 27th, because if you don't do those, you will be dropped from the course for non-attendance. That is considered your attendance requirement. Notice that the first assessment, the actual items here, the Blackboard quiz and your Module 1 assessment, those are due on Monday, July 1st. Please keep in mind that these module assignments are not to be done in one day. So you should be getting started on this the prior week, right? Usually what I recommend is if everything is due on a Monday, get everything submitted by Monday. The very next day, start on your next module assignments. These can be intense, right? You'll also notice that there is going to be some individual work, so work that you complete on your own, as well as some group work. So Module 1, this Module 1 assignment is to be done individually. Module 2, here's where we're getting into that statement of cash flows that I mentioned. You're going to be doing that individually. And then Modules 3 and 4, by then you will be in your groups. You will then be doing those as a group. Module 5, again individually. Module 6, again as a group. So when it comes to group work, one thing that I am very aware of, having been a student myself back in the day and also now being an instructor, we every once in a while will have individuals who do not contribute to the group work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set some standards on what we must make sure that we are doing in this course. One, as you get put into your group, You should be developing a certain way to communicate with your group, whether that is group text messaging, whether you're deciding to do it through WhatsApp, whatever works for you, right? So whatever you as a group decides, y'all have to stick with that. You must be monitoring those items too. So if your group decides, okay, we're doing everything through WhatsApp, you should be checking your WhatsApp regularly. I do understand that we all have personal lives, social lives. We're going to have to every once in a while pull away from academics. But if you do decide to mute your notifications at some point, please make sure that you turn them back on. That way that you are getting important communication from your group, right? So basically, if somebody is talking to you in your group, or if your group is kind of trying to put something together, you should make sure that you are answering and communicating with them at least every 48 hours. Preferably, you should be getting back to them within a day, but I do understand sometimes, perhaps on the weekends, we might have to pull away for a little bit, and that's normal, okay? But keep in mind, this is a 6-week course. It can go very, very fast, so please make sure that you are, I really can't stress that enough, talking to your group. In the event that there is someone who is not being responsive with the group, I will ask that the group members do reach out to me and let me know. If you are not communicative, you might be removed from your group and barred from completing that module assignment, right? So for example, if we're in module 3 and your group keeps trying to talk to you and you go 3 days without answering, either you'll be removed from the group and you will be ineligible to receive any points for module 3 assignment, or you might be allowed to stay with your group and then continue to help them with a point deduction, right? So basically, it depends on really how egregious that is. I'll make that determination. But these assignments, module 3 assignment, module 4 assignment, especially module 6 assignment, these have very heavy weights. So you do not want to be removed from your group. So already put in your head, I'm going to have to make sure that I am responsive to these individuals, and I need to make sure that I talk to them at least every 48 hours and that I contribute, right? So I understand everyone has busy schedules, but yeah, we're not doing that here. You got to make sure that you are contributing to your group. And it's also supposed to be a really fun opportunity for you to learn a lot of new skills. A lot of these different module assignments can be challenging, and they do require a knowledge of Excel. So everyone here should have already taken their CGS course. So if anybody finds that they need a little bit of extra help, it's important that you learn to really lean on your group for that support and that further education. And of course, if you guys ever have any questions, you can reach out to me. Back to our main items here. Next is this instructor information. If you click on here, this is where I'm going to be updating any information that is relevant to my office hours. That should be updated within the next week. I am on main campus. I'm actually in Y101B. So for those of you who, I think I moved about a year ago. There you go. So if anyone's looking for me, I will be in Y101B. That is on Fort Pierce campus, and we are the building basically all the way in the back. Let's keep going. Back to start here. So again, attendance requirement, there are 2. This one wouldn't let me highlight in red, but remember there's 4A and 4B. The first one is a student introduction. You must complete that by this Thursday. Keep in mind, student introductions, I know that sometimes they can seem a little tedious. Hopefully you've already kind of developed a document where you have at least a generic student introduction that you've been using for all your course, just to kind of introduce you to your classes. If you haven't yet, you should. But also try to make it kind of interesting. You know, a lot of times we read through these, and not saying that you have to do anything particular, but you know, if there's something that you think is going to be relevant to your classmates in this course, put it in. So perhaps you really enjoyed some certain aspect of Accounting 1, or perhaps you are obsessed with Excel or something like that. Once you get put into your groups, you really should be going back to these student introductions to read up a little bit more about your group mates. It would be nice to kind of put information about whether you're open to study groups, whether you're open to meeting in person, virtually, so on and so forth. So really, this student introduction, you guys should be going back to this once you get put into your group so you can get to know a little bit more about your group mates. And then the second one, group preference survey. Here. So your group preferences, you're going to be putting your first name and last name. And you're only going to complete this once, please. If you do accidentally complete it twice, I'm going to use your most recently submitted submission, I should say. For your section number, you are required to put in a section number. Keep in mind your section number can always be found up here. So if you were in this course up here, you are going to be selecting 060. If you're in the other course, you will be 061. So every student should be selecting either 060 or 061. Again, you will find this in the top left-hand corner of your course. I need a good phone number for you. A lot of times when you guys go MIA, I have to kind of track you down. So please give me a good phone number that I can use to reach out to you in the event that we have anything that we need to discuss. Also, please tell me your major. What county you live in. Sometimes this can kind of help with putting you guys together. I do try to group you guys together first off based on availability and second on your county of residence. That way, one, I know you guys can meet because you have similar availability, and then also, two, if you guys are in the same county, maybe you guys will reach out to each other and meet in person. Who knows? But you never know with an online class. It's up to you guys how much you get into it. All right, so that should be very quick, right? Both of these should take you no time at all. I say get it done today. Moving down, you'll find some other helpful links. Start Here quiz to open up the rest of your course. Once you take the Start Here quiz, everything should be visible. So you'll also notice that there is an Ask the Class form on the left-hand side. I highly recommend that you just click here and subscribe. That way you will get emails whenever somebody does post within here. I encourage you guys to kind of work together as much as you can. Please be aware of academic dishonesty. Usually, if you are kind of curious if something is academic dishonesty, here, instructor information, send me a text. Ask, right? I usually respond to my text messages pretty quickly. If I don't respond within 24 hours, send it again. I probably accidentally left you unread. So please feel free to send me a text or an email if you do have any questions about what is considered academic dishonesty. But if you guys want to discuss certain things within these forums without just outright giving the answers, go ahead. You guys are supposed to be collaborating. If this was an actual course, you guys would be talking to each other. I shouldn't say actual course. If this was an actual face-to-face course, you would be interacting with each other regularly. So please make sure that you utilize this. If you do have any questions, you can always ask the class. Your groups, this is going to be the link you click on to see what your assigned group is. Usually you will not be assigned to a group until Module 2, but I will try to get you guys into your groups as soon as possible so everyone can start putting together a way of communicating with each other. At some point in the semester, in Module 5, you'll schedule it in Module 4, we'll have it in Module 5, we will have group meetings, right? So eventually you will be using this link here to meet. What I will do though is I will put together some group rooms. So like for example, let me do one real quick. So I will go ahead and put in some group rooms here just in case you do want to utilize the Blackboard Collaborate feature. But you'll have to go into these groups to kind of chat with each other if you want to. And again, these are, if you've ever taken a synchronous class at IRSC, this is generally what is used. Some professors I know use Zoom. But if you just click on it, it's basically a virtual meeting room. It's like Zoom, right? I have this hidden now because this will be later in the semester. And then each of your modules will be basically broken out into 2 items. Study activities. So these are activities just to kind of get you ready for what you're going to do in your assessments. So for example, if we take a look at our schedule of activities, we'll see that our Module 1 study activities is student introduction, group preference. You guys should have already done that before you get into this. then you should be reading chapter 1 and watching the module 1 videos. So if we go back, there you go. You need to read chapter 1 and watch your module videos. I do have chapter 1 already posted. I know a lot of you are going to be getting the used version of your textbooks. I do know that sometimes they can be a little pricey. I do encourage you to try to get them used on Amazon if you can, because I do think that the price is a little high. But if you are kind of waiting for the arrival of your textbook, here's chapter 1. Get started right away, okay? And I do think you guys should be reading the chapters. I hear a lot of students get through certain courses and they say, oh, yeah, I never read the book. It's time to read the book. It's necessary to read the book in order to pass this course. Okay. One thing I will say about the textbook is it is very high level reading. This is definitely a junior level course. And so sometimes these chapters can be a little bit tedious. So please make sure that you have a plan on how you're going to be tackling the 5 chapters we go over in this course. And also module videos. You'll see some of these are hidden because they're a little bit outdated information, but I do have module videos here. So for example, our first module 1 assignment is going to be on common size and rate of change analysis. And I've had some feedback from students before that in the book, the information's there, but it's not quite telling them the how and the why behind it. So there are some supplemental videos here in case you do find that you need a little bit more instruction on that. I'll let you guys work through these if you want to take a closer look at some of these. You do not have to see that, so I'm going to hide that from you guys. Course messages, I'm going to turn that on for you. One thing I will say with course messages is if you are trying to contact me, please do not use course messages to contact me. Unfortunately, they removed the notifications for course messages. I do ask that if you do need to contact me, please make sure that you are emailing me. Here, tstant@irsc.edu. Please make sure that you're using this email. Or if you need to, you can always text me. And keep in mind, text, I cannot discuss grades or personal identifying information. This is really for mainly accounting questions and things where you need to get a hold of me very quickly. Other than that, should be good to go and get ready. If you do have any questions, please be sure to reach out. I'm going to be doing my best to check my email Monday through Thursday, and then at least once during the Friday through Sunday during the time when the college is closed. So if you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. Please be sure to dedicate the time necessary for this course, and I really do look forward to getting started with everyone. I'll see you guys soon. Happy studying.